A couple weeks ago, I asked you what you wish you knew about the aviation industry, and I got an overwhelming response, not only from my YouTube, but also from a plethora of Instagram private messages. So in this video, I'm going to comprise some of the most commonly asked questions and hopefully give you some helpful answers that give you insight and maybe help a future decision. That video is coming up right now. Hello everybody and welcome back to this week's video. First, let me apologize for my stuffy nose. I'm just getting over it, so I apologize if I sound a little congested, but let's hop right into the first question, which I get so much, and that is if I looked at alternatives to Florida Tech or other options. If you're unaware, I'm going to the Florida Institute of Technology in the fall of 2023 to study aviation management with flight. I made that video about a couple months ago, and I've gotten a lot of questions asking if I've looked at other schools, and the answer is absolutely. I looked at almost every aviation university in the country, considered each one, made a list of its pros and cons on pieces of paper for every single one, and decided that FIT was the place for me. That is why I made that video, to explain why I made that decision, but to answer the question if I looked other places, yes, I did. I've gotten a lot of questions on specific schools, like this person asking about Liberty University's online degree and various other things like that. And what I want to say to the people that are asking me those questions is to find somebody that has gone to the school. Well, I can do research online and give you a few facts that I could find on the internet. That's something that you can do also, and that you don't need me to go through. Go online and just simply search up the college that you're looking for. Look for all of the forums and social media postings that you can, because that'll give you a first-hand experience from people that are actually at the college. I'm able to give you a really good point of view from the things that I've done and the decisions I've made, but I have no interest in going to that school. I never went there or even visited there, and I apologize, but I don't have any information on it either. Cullen asks if there are any alternative to aviation college and any ways to get to the airlines faster and cheaper, and alternatives to flight instructing. So that's kind of a multi-part question, so I'll break it down here. The first one is if there are alternatives to university, and absolutely. There is no requirement that you have to go to a university to get your ratings and get a degree. Well, it does help you, and most people will agree that having a degree doesn't hurt you in the future. It's not required. Many airlines have dropped the requirement, if all of them. Many corporate companies don't require it, so no, you don't need to go to an aviation university. As far as alternatives, you have to go to flight school, no matter what, in order to get your ratings. So going to either Part 61 or 141 program is going to be the only two options that you have, unless you go through the military, and I've made numerous videos explaining the differences between those two, but I would research the difference between each school and see which one is the right fit for you. Now, as far as the second part of that question, which is the cheapest, I don't like to say that this is the cheapest route, because there is no flight training route that is necessarily cheap. Flying is expensive, learning to fly is expensive. There's really no way to do it cheaply. Now, the one that may not be as expensive, but still is tens of thousands of dollars, would be to go to a Part 61 flight school and work on the side. This is probably what I'd recommend for somebody that doesn't want to go to college, that doesn't have a huge rush to get somewhere, and that doesn't want to get in a lot of debt. Getting a job and then flying on the side at a local flight school, which is what Part 61 basically is, which is a smaller local flight school like the one that I fly at, and it isn't necessarily as strict as a 141 school, which has to follow certain FAA requirements that a 61 doesn't. So I would recommend getting a job, working, and then when you're not working, going to fly, so that you stay out of debt as best that you can, and that you can still do your flight training and eventually get to where you want to go. Once you get to flight training, and once you become a CFI, which should take anywhere from a year to 2 years if you train consistently, but people do it much faster than that. But I recommend taking just a little bit longer so that you can absorb all of the information that's available to you, because some of the accelerated programs do cut out some pretty valuable information that I think is worth knowing. So I hope that a few of my answers helped you in some way today. If they did, be sure to let me know by dropping a comment down below. If you still have a question that I didn't answer here, again, always I read every single comment. Make sure to leave that down below and I respond to about 99% of them. But until next week, I want you to stay current, stay proficient, keep the blue side up, keep flying safe, everybody. We'll see you in next week's video.